Well, hello, Mr. Gibbs.
Hello, old bean.
How are you? Well guys, welcome back to another video. It's been some time since I've done a video, but I've finally got back out, headed over to Vancouver Island, and I'm going to spend a few days with Adam Gibbs, so it's just going to be great to get back out and start creating some landscape videos. So I have done some street photography. Those of you who'll watch my channel regularly, you'll see that I've been out in downtown doing street photography. I love it, I really do enjoy it, but it was time to get back out and shoot some landscapes. So Adam got in touch and said, hey, get yourself over, it's a long weekend, we're off for 3 days. So I caught the first ferry last night after work and headed over to Vancouver Island. Now this morning I'm just having a general walk about. Adam's busy back home till about lunchtime, and then we are planning on getting out later on today, so I'm really looking forward to that. So for now I just want to explore the location where he lives here in Parksville, and I've found this part of the forest close to the coast, and I'm just venturing around the trail to see if I can capture any images or see any wildlife. I can't believe it, it's absolutely amazing. You'll see that I've got the long lens on, I've got the Sony 100-400 GM on, and I'm videoing some owls. Now when I was coming through the trails, I looked up in the tree, I seen an owl, but I sit and watched it, and I thought, you know how much I like to get video and show you guys as much as I can. I filmed this owl, but as I was scouring across the tree line, I came across 2 other owls, but the closer I got, put the longer focal length on and got in a bit closer, there were 2 young owls. Watching this in front of us it's delightful. I've never seen the young owls before, so it's an absolute pleasure, it really is. So I'm going to get some more video of these owls and admire them. You know, I admire them from a distance, and that's the good thing about putting a longer focal length on. Now there was a couple of bald eagles flying about before, and they started to get a bit scared, but luckily the bald eagles, they flew off. It is the 3rd day of my stay here on Vancouver Island. Now the problem I was having was the weather conditions. Me and Adam went to Nanu's Bay and it was beautiful. As nice as the sunset was, we weren't really coming across any compositions in that area. So we went out the following day. In the morning we went back down to the wood close to where Adam lives to see if we could find the great horned owl. We did come across it, but we didn't see the young. So later in the day we headed to a place called Nymph Falls. Now that's where we are today. Now, we came to Nymph Falls yesterday, and same again, I just wasn't feeling inspired. It's a large expansive river here with some lovely rapids. So I came out this morning and I really want to give it my best and see what we can come across. Adam showed us some of the video that he took yesterday from the other side. So what I've done today is I've borrowed Adam's waders. We're going to wade across this river. I'm determined to get some images to bring you. But all in all, it's been an absolute great weekend. it's just been nice to get away from downtown Vancouver, the hustle and bustle of the city, and just experience something different. So I'm going to get my bag and everything together. I'm going to meet up with Adam. Adam's just getting into his waders at the moment down by the river, but here's to a good day, and let's get some images. We've got across the river. It was alright, it was deep in parts. I've got Adam's pants on, I've got his hip waders on. Adam's cooling off because he got quite hot when he was walking across the river. Look at this behind us, it's a lot better than the other side. So I'm really pleased. I got up this morning and felt the need to get out here, get back here and get some shots. So we're going to hang out here for a while. I'm going to try and find some compositions. Adam's going to look at some images he had in mind yesterday.
Yeah, I think, you know what, you need to get, if you want to get a reflection, you have to get down quite low.
Yeah.
But I was thinking maybe, I don't know how deep that is, but you might be able to
get lower down.
And then you won't have to.
Adam was here yesterday. When he was here later in the day yesterday, he got some really nice reflections off this pool in front of the waterfall, so I'm going to have a look at that to see what I can come up with. But there's loads of interest around here, lots of these rock pools. I'm sure people come here in the summertime and do what Adam's doing and just chill out in these pools and enjoying the sunshine. Now, the first shot I've got in mind, I want to make use of this reflection that we're getting from the waterfall behind. Now, because it is on a river and it's not surrounded by trees, which I normally like, I love waterfalls within the forest, but this is on the edge of the river, so you've got to try and come up with new ideas. So what I want to do is I want to try and include a mid-ground into the shot, the waterfall in the background, and the waterfall also as part of the reflection in the water. Now the waterfall disappears behind us and it goes off to my right hand side, but because you've got that reflection, it adds the waterfall into the foreground of the shot, giving that foreground some interest rather than it just being an expanse of water. So that's the shot I'm going to go for. Now I'm making use of the 1:400 G Master at the moment, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually focus stack. I'm going to focus on the mid-ground here. The foreground's not too important because it is just going to be water, and I'm going to take a shot on the falls itself. Now yesterday when I was playing around at the other side, I was getting 1 to 2 seconds using the Lee filter 6 stop, so it was a bit, you know, it was a bit longer than I wanted. So what I've done today was, because I already found that out yesterday, I've actually swapped the 6 stop out for the graduated filter, and it's working out really well. It's giving us round about an 8 to a 1/6 of a second, which I prefer when I'm shooting and photographing waterfalls. So I put the polarizer on. Now we haven't took the sheen off completely. I just wanted to darken these rocks a little bit, put a bit of contrast there with the white of the waterfall. So I've used the polarizer sparingly, the 0.6 graduated filter there, and that's really helping out with the bright white water where I'm standing now. But it's tracking location. If it was really sunny, we'd probably struggle, but because it's really overcast, it's working out well. So it's a thumbs up from me. So I'm going to get back to the camera, get this shot. I'll see if I can find any more. Might swap out the lenses and see what other compositions we can come across. Now we're getting longer periods of sunshine now, so we are having to sit it out and wait for that cloud to cover the sun, because you're getting some really bright specular highlights on the water itself. Now it's got some lovely rock formations. I'll put some video on the screen above, but it's got some nice textures in there. I love that there's different directions of the water. We've got a focal point in the centre that works really well. It's not actually getting any water on, so it's really going to centre that image. It's going to nicely stand out. And then round the edges we've got these parts of rock where they've worn away, and then you're getting the water going in between there in different directions. Now I believe these potholes have been created over time with the stones inside them swirling around with the force of the water, and eventually it creates these potholes. So that's how they've actually been formed. So the grad's working out really well today, because the 6 stop, it is, I find it's a bit overkill. It really is gaining that shutter speed that I want. I always find that 1, 2, 3 seconds, it's a bit too long. It gets rid of too much texture. So I always aim for around 0.6 to 0.8 of a second, depending on the weather. So I'll get this shot, put it on the screen above, and I hope you like it. Now I've swapped out the lens. You'll be able to see I've got a cover over the lens at the minute, because we are getting a lot of spray here. Now what I was really attracted to in this particular part of the falls here, I love this rock that you can see to my left hand side. Like I said earlier, you've got that many shelves and rocks and boulders, and they're really shiny, they really stand out. There's plenty of contrast there. Now I've been struggling with the sunlight at the moment, but what I want to capture, I actually want to put this rock that I'm attracted to with the water falling onto the rock. I want to put that more to the centre of the frame, and then you're going to have all this interest around the edge. It's all leading in towards that rock, and then you've got the waterfalls in different directions, and I think it'll just make a nice intimate shot, so that's what I'm going to go for. Now I've got the graduated filter in again. It's working really well today to get the shutter speed that I want. I'm getting around about 0.4 of a second, and I'm just going to focus a midway in a third into the shot. That's getting everything sharp that I want sharp. The rocks are really going to stand out. I've put the polarizer on just to darken them rocks a little bit more, and looking forward to seeing how this one turns out. And what I might also do is I might get up above the falls and see if I can get a different angle on this rock. But it's just nice the way the water directly hits it from above and it sprays out, and then you've got all this interest around the edges. So I think it makes a nice image. So I'll get back, I'll get this shot, and I'll put it on the screen above. You'll probably be able to see I've made my way out of that river. It actually tipped it down with rain. It was absolutely chucking it down. So I wanted to get back over the river before it got any heavier because I didn't know how long it was going to last. So I had a short time there, came away with some images. I was really pleased with how the images looked on the back of camera, so I'm looking forward to seeing them. And it's just great to be inspired again. You know, you remember I said yesterday I just wasn't feeling it at all. You know, the first day I explored in the morning, got to see the great horned owl. That was amazing, got you some video. Didn't get any images, it was pretty dark, and I always think video speaks louder when it comes to wildlife, so that's why I wasn't too bothered about getting any images. And then we went to Nymph Bay on the evening. It was blue skies, it was bright, so we just called it a day on that one. Now we came yesterday, later in the day, and it didn't work out for me, but I'm sure Adam's got a few shots from yesterday. But got up this morning, I was determined to get back at it, determined to bring you another video, and determined to bring you some more landscape images. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thanks to Adam for inviting us back over to the island. I have got a few more trips planned with Adam, so stay tuned for that, and I'm sure I'll be back again soon. Great to meet up with Colin again and Cooper, his dog. His dog was wonderful, and he actually made it over the river to the other side with Colin yesterday, so that was great to see. So everyone enjoyed themselves, and that's what it's about. If you don't always get the conditions, you don't always go to the locations, and the locations really stand out to you. Sometimes it's just a case of returning, and that's what I did today. So if you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, give us a shout out, give us a share if you enjoy my content. But until next time, from me in Vancouver Island and Nymph Falls, bye bye.